a true blue foodie. Like all Singaporeans, I like to check out the most in and cheap places to eat during the weekends. But what is so special about me is I like to actually recreate these dishes at home, and I would like to actually infuse some special and different ingredients to make them more unique. So the recipe I'm actually sharing with you today, before I actually go on to show you the ingredients and the steps, I've actually used this recipe and taken part in a few local competitions before, and this recipe was actually featured in some local magazines. So that was actually my few moments of fame. So without further ado, alright, let me tell you what this recipe about. Now I'm very sure you have actually heard of durian cakes, durian mousse, durian pounds, but have you heard of durian spring rolls? Yes, you heard me correctly, durian spring roll. Now this is actually a recipe that I've actually come up with because I love durians. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the ingredients that is used to create the dish. Now for this dish, you will need to have 2 large spring roll wrappers. You will also need some amount of condensed milk, some amount of salt, and of course, most importantly, you will need some very good durians. Now, the kind of durians that you're actually using will differ from person to person. Some of you will actually like it a little sweeter, while some of you like it a little bitter aftertaste. So for those of you who like the second kind, the one with the bitter aftertaste, you might want to go for variations like Mao Shan Wang or D24. These are the premium durian that Singaporeans love. But for those of you who like it just sweet, you like it sweeter, you actually can go for those Thai durians, and you can actually find them almost everywhere, like even in supermarket nowadays. So let's take a look at how we can actually prepare the durian filling. Now you need to have a clean bowl, and you will need to actually put in the amount that you're going to use, probably about this is about 2 tablespoons of durian flesh. You will need to put in, for 2 tablespoons of durian flesh, I recommend that you... Alright, so you'll need some amount of oil in a non-stick frying pan. So while the oil is actually heated up, you might want to actually prepare some a plate and some kitchen towels, and get ready a tong for you to turn it to fry and return it later on. So while waiting for the oil to be heated up, which is actually almost soon, now make sure that you might want to inspect the spring roll a little, so that you make sure that the edges are all sealed up and it doesn't allow the filling to come out during the deep frying. If you see that there's actually there are holes, or probably it's not sealed properly, you might want to go back and give it another perhaps even take out the filling and use another new wrapper to wrap it up, so that it doesn't dirty the oil later on when the filling is out. Okay, so I can see that the oil is almost heated up. I've heated up actually earlier on just now, so that to save us some time. Okay, once it's ready, slide in the spring roll gently. Now make sure that you actually turn the spring roll later on to the other side, so that you will give it a very good, even, nice golden brown color. So if you're just going to just leave it in the oil on one side, then the color is not going to be very even. So right now I'm going to turn to the other side of the spring roll. Now as you can see, alright, the color has turned to the golden brown very instantly. And now as you can see, alright, the color has turned to the golden brown very instantly. And for a good spring roll to turn golden brown, I think about 2 minutes is good enough on both sides. And as we are talking, the spring roll is almost ready. Alright, so just to check on the color, which is ready, and we are done. Now drain the oil a little and place it on the kitchen towel. Let's go back now. Now to make sure that your spring roll is actually when you slice the spring roll later and it doesn't goes out of shape when you slice them, you have actually got to cool it down, give it a good amount of cooling down by the side before you slice them. But due to time constraint, I've actually prepared some spring rolls later on, earlier on. So these are the spring rolls I've actually prepared earlier on. So using another chopping board, alright, you might need to slice them. As you can see, or rather as you can hear, the crisp sound is very clear. Now get a nice serving plate. Alright, this is my creation for today. This is my creation for today, Durian Spring Roll, and I would really love to share more exciting and interesting dishes with the audience of Food Hero Asia if I have the opportunity next time. So till then, thank you for watching. Bye bye.